And you're about to die for it.
Well, your boss is lovely, isn't he? You don't need to exist anymore. Go die.
Go get yourself killed by Snake.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be the last level card, which is level 7.
The highest level.
Yep.
That way, I will return to Mother Earth who bore me. Snake! I will be watching you. Understand?
Creepy.
I will be watching you 24/7.
Snake.
Creepy.
Even when you're having a bath. And all sorts.
Or having a shower.
And I'll be watching you there. That sounds wrong.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. You play a Sonic game, you play Sonic Adventure, you get to see Tails watching Sonic take a shower.
I wish to know. Go and do battle with him. I will be watching from above. First, I'll give you a hint. The man who you saw die before your eyes.
Which one? I've seen loads of them.
Deep Throats. And you find out how this man who died of a heart attack was not the Dark Chief. And the real one died inside the cell.
So we technically, that's what I was getting at when I said we encountered Decoy Octopus, but we didn't. We didn't actually know he was Decoy
Because he's a master of disguise.
We didn't know he was Decoy Octopus until now.
Yeah, he is a master of disguise, so he disguised himself as the DARPA chief.
So he drained the chief's blood and took it into himself. But he wasn't able to deceive the Angel of Death.
The Angel of Death?
Taking other people's lives and then pretending that they're them. That's what you mean by his Angel of Death.
Trouble. Why impersonate the chief?
That is the end of my hint.
Oh, what?
I do know that the DARPA chief is also Sigan from MGS3.
Oh, he... Yeah. I didn't know that.
It's true, actually.
This is what
They
comes
mentioned
from
that in
only playing
MGS4.
This is what comes from only playing MGS 1 and 2.
Then again, like I said, I play through every game, pretty much.
Is paved with the corpses of your enemies. Their souls will haunt you forever. You shall have no...
He clearly doesn't look bothered.
He's just like, I don't give a shit, just march.
We'll be watching you. We'll haunt you until the day you die.
And we will be in
I
your
don't
dreams.
care.
We will be in your dreams and haunt you forever.
I don't care. Piss off. And the Ravens did a very quick job of eating him. You've only got the bloody gun left.
Yep. Oh, Master.
Snake, it's me.
Master.
It's about Naomi. Turn your monitor off.
What about Naomi? Colonel, is Naomi there?
No, she's away. She's taking a short nap. So what is this about Naomi?
Okay, maybe we'd better let the Colonel hear this too.
Yeah. Go on, Master.
Well, basically, Dr. Naomi Hunter is not Dr. Naomi Hunter at all.
What?
I thought her story of her background sounded kind of fishy, so I checked it out.
And?
There is an actual Dr. Naomi Hunter, or I should say, there was one. But she's not the woman we know. The real Naomi Hunter disappeared somewhere in the Middle East. Our Naomi must have somehow obtained her identification papers.
So then who is she really?
She must be some kind of spy.
A spy?
Yes. Maybe she's been sent to sabotage this operation.
Are you saying she's with the terrorists?
I don't want to believe it either, but she is working for Foxhound.
So you think she had a part in the uprising?
Or she could be working with some different group altogether.
Different group? It couldn't be.
Place her under arrest.
What?
She's betrayed us. She needs to be arrested and interrogated to find out who she's with.
If she's one of their spies, then we're in big trouble.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Have you let her in on some kind of vital secret or something? Does this have anything to do with the mysterious deaths of the DARPA chief and the Armstech president?
I have no idea.
Anyway, we cannot allow her to participate any further in this mission.
Wait a minute. Without her, we can't complete this mission.
I knew it. You're hiding something.
Give me some time. I'll try to get it out of her.
Hurry then. We've got to figure out who she is and what she's doing here.
I understand. Snake, give me some time.
I don't have any time left for you.
Whoa! So it turns out that Naomi is a spy, according to Master Miller.
Well, she could be a spy.
And she's working for a different group.
Basically, she might not be a spy, but she definitely isn't Naomi Hunter.
Because the real Naomi disappeared, and she took her identification, papers to make it look like she was Naomi Hunter.
ID fraud. What the fuck did I say fraud for? Fraud!
Fraud! Matthew?
Yes?
You know when you say precise, you ended up saying precise. Precise? You mean precise.
Yeah, sometimes you
Sometimes we mess up on our lines.
On our words, yes.
I do that a couple of times.
Yeah, I noticed. Composed, opposed.
You did it as well?
Yeah. Like I said, we all do it.
See, you get plenty of Stinger missiles around this bit. So that's why I didn't worry too much about Stinger missiles, because they got tons up there.
Yeah.
So now if you look at my Stinger missiles, got about 20.
Yeah.
Now, if we make our way back to the bottom, now we are entering Metal Gear's base. Now this is where we encounter Metal Gear for the first time.
Whoa, we're here.
Big boy.
Everything we've been doing has been leading up to this. The first encounter with Metal Gear Rex.
The big bad boy himself. What's really cool, what's really funny about the music is where it starts off. It sounds like it goes zoom, then the music plays. Zoom.
This is definitely an epic moment.
Yes, definitely.
Snake, it's me.
What's wrong? Did you find a good place to hide?
Yeah, thanks to the stealth gear. It looks like they've finished getting Metal Gear ready.
How do you know that?
I overheard them talking. Where are you now?
Right in front of Metal Gear, but it's strange.
He's using the stealth camouflage, and he's actually in the control room, where Liquid and Ocelot is.
Oh, that's clever. He's actually just sat in there, and they don't even notice he's there.
Exactly, because he says that he's in the control room, and he's hacking into their computers to find out more about the PAL keys and Override, and how it works.
Told you about.
But I've only got one of the 3 keys, and besides that, like Ocelot said, there's some trick to using the keys.
Leave it to me.
You got some kind of plan?
And we all know what the plan is, with the keys and how you use it.
Yeah. Well, we know already, but Snake doesn't, so we have to wait until he learns.
And he's all confused, bless him. And no one's telling him nothing. It's like everyone knows everything except for him.
So, Otacon is going to hack into the computers to find out exactly what these keys do.
Yep. In the meantime, we're going to get to the control room, which is at the very top. I've got to say, the music in this scene is bloody epic.
Yeah. I love all the music in this game, and oh my god, we barely took a few steps.
Actually, in the Twin Snakes remake, you actually don't climb ladders, you just run up the stairs. It's much quicker.
He was a pretty careful guy.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll break in soon?
I never met a system I couldn't bust into.
Although, for some reason, climbing those ladders just feels a bit more epic to me.
Yeah. Climbing over and around Metal Gear, it's brilliant. Like I said, I love the music in this game. I think it's really atmospheric, epic, emotional, all of that. It's brilliant. I just... I could gush over the music in this game forever. I really could.
I did it!
You got past security?
Bingo!
Great. So what do you got?
I accessed the confidential Metal Gear file.
So what about the PAL override system that Baker talked about?
I haven't found it yet.
That's what I need to know.
But Snake, I found something else.
What?
The secret behind the new nuclear weapon. Just as I thought, the nuclear warhead is designed to be fired from the railgun like a projectile. It doesn't use fuel, so it isn't considered a missile. That way it can get around all sorts of international treaties.
Pretty sneaky.
Yes, but effective. And that's not even the scariest thing about this weapon.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
It's a stealth weapon.
You mean it won't show up on radar?
Yeah. The truth is, they've been working on a stealth
Oh,
missile
lovely.
since the late
Stealth. So,
I gotta say, the way Otacon says the stealth weapon is quite amusing. The stealth weapon.
by enemy satellites.
That makes sense.
yeah.
Unlike a missile,
Da-da!
It's the stealth.
it can't be detected by any current ballistic missile detection.
It's amazing!
Invisible nuclear warhead.
Totally impossible to intercept. And on top of that, it's got a surface-piercing warhead designed to penetrate hardened underground bases.
Yeah, we learned that lesson in the Gulf War.
This thing could mean the end of the world.
Of course.
It's the... See,
Of course.
Nuclear inspections. Colonel, is this true? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
If word of this got out, it could delay the signing of the START 3 treaty and cause a huge international incident.
Yeah, it would be nasty. The United States would be denounced by the UN. It could even bring the president down.
Did you know this, Colonel?
I'm sorry.
You changed.
what a friggin' liar.
Yep.
Make any excuses.
But he had to be.
Listen to me.
We'll learn about that, like, when we get right towards the end of the game. But right now, we've got to focus on putting a stop to this thing. We'll deal with Colonel later.
Completely. Once we get back from a mission, we'll beat the crap out of him.
Yes. How dare you, Colonel?
Than they hoped for. But I can't find the data anywhere on this network. You'd think the data as important as that would be carefully recorded.
It was. President Baker gave me an optical disc with all of the...
That was the ammo disc
Yeah,
that Ocelot took from him.
we don't have it.
Ocelot took it from me.
The terrorists have replaced the dummy warhead with a real warhead. Once they input the detonation codes, they should be ready to launch.
So you think they can do it?
Well, the dummy warhead was designed to be identical to the real thing, so I think so.
Did you find out how to override it yet?
Not yet. It must be in a separate file. Right now I'm looking through all of Baker's personal files.
We're counting on you.
Okay.
Finally. And he'll call us again in a minute, I imagine, to tell
Yeah,
us
take
how
one
to do
step.
it.
Dun, dun. Could you imagine playing Metal Gear Solid every single time you took a step? Codec calls happened.
No.
That'd be completely annoying.
Okay.
Shot him right in the groin.
Ha ha ha.
Or too easy.
Okay, is that him now? Oh god.
That's quite funny. I picked up the ration. Codec call. Snake, you picked up a ration. Congratulations.
God, now I'm having horrible flashbacks of Sonic 1 Homo Chow Edition.
He's just looking...
You just collected a ration!
You took one step. You fucking...
That plus the reduction in SDI spending.
It looks like there was even some talk of a hostile takeover.
Everything was riding on this project, I guess.
And it looks like we were paying a lot of bribe money to the DARPA chief.
Bribe money, huh?
Yeah, and Baker was a big proponent of the nuclear deterrent theory.
I see. So anyway, what about the override?
Just give me a little bit...
God's sake, what'd you call me for then, if you didn't know about the override?
Now, this next codec call is optional. You don't have to do this codec call if you don't want to, but we're going to do it anyway. Nah, that's not too. Right, got a cutscene, then afterwards to explain about the override detonation key.
Okay. I'm presuming Otacon's no longer in there, because these two are in there.
Or maybe he might have been in there while they were in there.
He could have been.
He might be sitting
But
on
if
one of
he
those
was-
desks.
But if he was hacking the computer, wouldn't they see him tapping the keys or hear him tapping the keys?
Might have done. Actually, you know when Snake's on top of that Metal Gear, you know when you got to climb down the ladder? When he uses the scope, you can actually see them inside, while Ocon's busy in there.
Liquid survived! Oh no!
How did he survive that?
That is a good question. He was in the helicopter, it crashed, it exploded. How did he survive?
But a nuclear explosion
Exactly.
at a test site can still be concealed from the public.
No scratches on him, no injuries.
Nothing, he's just perfectly fine. I don't get it.
Top secret talks between both countries' leaders.
Of course. And in the process, the president will be forced to divulge the existence of a new and highly destabilizing nuclear weapon to the Chinese. What do you think that will do to the U.S.'s reputation? Or the president's?
And with the CTBT...
This is where they mention Sergei Galukovich, which is going to be in the second game.
Yeah.
Because he's in the second one as well.
They'll all want to contact us. Washington won't be very happy when we start selling their own system to the highest bidders. Yes, the president will break. He will give in to our demands.
Big Boss's DNA and $1 billion. $1 billion?
$1 billion, I wouldn't say no.
Well, I'd say hell yeah. I say hell yeah, give me that $1 million, bitch.
You'd never need to work again or worry anymore about money, boss.
Well, if you had $1 million or £1 million, you would be able to last about 5 or 6 years or even longer without work.
Yeah, sounds blissful, doesn't it?
Tell me about it.
Something to do with the adrenaline level in the blood. Or maybe it's just because this fox dye was still experimental and they haven't worked out all the bugs yet.
In any case, have you heard from your friend, Colonel Sergei Galukovich, at the Spetsnaz?
He still has doubts about the ability of Metal Gear. He said we can talk after Metal Gear's test launch is successful.
He's a very prudent man.
There's nothing to worry about. The Colonel wants Metal Gear and a new nuclear weapon so bad he can taste it. If Russia wants to regain its position as a military...
That must be quite creepy being in that control room.
I'm
Having
looking at
Metal Gear staring at you all the time.
Yeah,
That must be creepy.
really creepy. I remember when you said last time in part 2 that Metal Gear Rex has eyes, even though he hasn't got eyes.
They look like eyes, though, that's the thing.
I think they're searchlights.
Yeah, there must be.
One who gave us the Hind and most of our other heavy firepower.
He's got over 1,000 soldiers under his command. If we join forces, we could put up quite a resistance here. Since Mantis died, the Genome Soldier's brainwashing has started to wear off. I'm worried about the men's morale.
So, he's basically implying the Genome Soldiers have actually been brainwashed.
By Mantis.
By Mantis, yes.
We're going to dig in here.
They're actually not bad guys at all.
They were brainwashed.
Yeah.
And we're about to ally
Which,
And also, do you know what's interesting? You know the Next Generation Special Forces soldiers?
yeah.
Snake is actually killing his brothers,
Yeah.
in a way.
a nuclear warhead invisible
So
to
he's been killing his brothers, according to what Liquid said to him.
nuclear warheads. Once we get the DNA and the money, the world...
And Big Boss's DNA passed on to every generation. That's how every single Genome Soldier functions like Big Boss.
No, they don't. They're crap.
Especially how they can randomly catch you when you throw them.
Heaven. Big Boss's dream. But boss, you're not worried.
Give us a rough explanation about Heaven.
Outer Heaven is,
No need to worry.
well, actually, I think it's best you save it until MGS3 explains it more in that one.
Okay, fair enough.
And also, when we play Peace Walker and Portable Ops, it explains it in them two a lot more.
Yep.
Which is basically Big Boss's dream about him running an organisation of, like, you know, loads of soldiers.
By the way, which we
And pretty much bringing the world peace.
want me to kill her?
It explains it in much more detail later on, though.
And Snake cares for her. We'll keep her as our ace in the hole.
Meryl.
Also, the third game explains a lot more about the Patriots. Because in the second game, you got all confused about the Patriots and that.
Yeah.
And the third one explains it all.
Snake, I found
Finally.
secret files.
Took you long enough.
How's it going there?
They've finished inputting the PAL codes. So how do we deactivate them?
Okay, you see the override system that the president was talking about. It can also be used to input the detonation codes. You see, if you insert the keys when the warhead is active, you deactivate it. And if you insert them when it's inactive, it becomes activated. And you can only use the keys once.
He stresses that point.
Get started, we don't have much time. But it takes 3 keys, right? I've only got 1 of them. Hold on a minute. You see, that's the trick. You already have all 3 keys. What are you talking about? The card key is made of a shape memory alloy. Shape memory alloy? Yes. It's a material that changes shape at different temperatures. The key is made out of it. This card key? Yeah. The card key changes shape at different temperatures. So this key is actually 3 keys in 1. Clever.
Can you see the input terminals in the center of the control room?
I see them.
Those 3 laptop terminals are for the emergency input. There should be a symbol on each screen. Each symbol corresponds to a different key. Input the keys in order from left to right.
That sounds simple.
Yep.
The left one's for
So this is where we got to use the power key to, change the temperatures. So you start off with the normal temperature, then you got to do the low temperature, then the high temperature.
So they'll be backtracking ahead, folks.
Yep.
Not something I'm happy about, but in this case I can kind of understand it.
A hard disk reads the information contained on it. Once you've finished with all 3 terminals, the code input process is complete. But here's the thing. You can only use the key 3 times. It's an emergency system. It's only meant to be used once.
Oop, he's been caught. Snake.
Oh, darn it.
The key fell on the drainage ditch.
So now we got to go all the way to the bottom to get that key. Now, if you get down there very fast, you can pick up the key and then come back up and put it into the terminals. But if you're not fast enough, you're going to have to use a mod detector to locate it, because a rat will eat it.
Okay.
And you've got to make sure you take down the rat.
Okay.
So the best thing to do is to use C4 until it comes out.
Oh, so
Or,
basically...
or if you're very good at aiming and shooting, you can always use the you can also use the Stinger missile.
Yeah. So let's hopefully we'll get down there quick enough before the rat eats the darn thing, but just in case we don't, that's how you do it. Run, Snake!
Up the ladder you go. Come on, move, move.
Move it! Think of this as being like a marathon.
Hop, 2, 3, 4, soldier, move your ass.
Up, 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, 4,
down
up.
the
2,
ladder.
3, 4, left. 2, 3, 4,
Down
right.
the ladder
2,
you go.
3,
Listen.
4.
Alright, down the ladder you go. 3, 4, what the hell? Get the numbers mixed up. What the hell? Right, so now we got to go all the way to the drainage
God,
ditch to
he
pick up
climbs
the
the ladder so slow.
I can see that.
I'm just saying.
But I can see that though.
Are we there?
Yes, we're there now.
We're at the bottom?
Yes,
Hopefully we've been quick enough.
hopefully. Let's see.
So come bullets.
Yep, power key, there you go.
We got it just in time before that rat came along and ate it. If the rat eats it though, like
You have
like
to,
it's been stated, you have to kill the rat in order to get it back.
and what he'll do is that he'll run through the ventilation shaft, left and right, coming out of this opening, or the opening on the far end. And there's also an opening round the back, and he'll come out. So the best thing to do to take that out is use the Stinger missile, or use C4 to blow it up entirely.
Yeah.
And then you can take the power key and then bring it back to the room.
But like you said, if you were as quick as we were, then that won't be an issue at all. You can just pick it up.
With no problems. Was that quick though?
That was pretty quick. Well, it had to have been. The power key was still there.
Wow, obviously, that's why I ran down there as fast as bloody possible.
Saves you going through the bloody hassle.
Sure as hell does.
So now we need to go back to the control room and input the card for the room temperature
And then afterwards, we got to go back
to
and
where we fought
Raven.
Raven.
for the low temperature key.
And then we got
And then we have to sit there.
all the way
And what you
back.
have to do is when you go back to Raven's place, you got to wait for a couple of seconds until after, until the card key changes temperature to the low temperature key. And when it changes to the low temperature key, we got to go all the way back and put it in there.
But we can't go too slow because otherwise,
It'll turn back to normal.
yeah.
That's one thing that did kind of annoy me. When you play this game for the first time, that is bloody annoying.
Because you have to go quite fast, don't you?
Exactly.
So let's input that POW key.
Into the first tunnel. But yeah, like I said though, if you're quick enough to run all the way back for your first time playing, you should be able to make it with no problem.
Yeah.
Because you know where to go to get back.
Yeah. Right, so that's the first code.
Yep.
Okay, that takes care of PAL code number 1. Now PAL number 2. Freeze the key.
Right, so now we've got to go back to where we fought Raven.
Pretty much. And then we got to wait around there until the car key changes temperature to the low temperature key. Then we got to come all the way back.
Yeah.
That's what we've got to do next. Arsehole moved. He shall die for that.
How dare he move?
And he shall die for that.
Yeah.
And take his ammo.
Of course.
Of course! And that was from the Street Fighter movie.
I don't know, never seen it.
Don't. It's terrible. It's absolute crap. Absolute crap, that film is.
I've heard that, that's why I haven't seen it. The only crappy video game film that I can remember ever seeing.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
I fucking hate that film so much. It's awful. I have never, ever seen anything so terrible.
Definitely. I was going to say, the best video game movie that I've seen, it's not a great movie, it's not that good, but it is one of the best, you know, video game-based movies I've seen, was the Silent Hill film. The original. That wasn't too bad, but it weren't great. But it's better than most video game-based movies. What's interesting about that movie is that it uses the video game soundtrack in the film itself.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a nice touch.
Let's keep going. I'm pretty sure there's codec calls ahead as well, isn't there?
The only codec call ahead that you don't manually do is the when you come back, when Naomi calls you.
Yeah.
That's the only time where you automatically get called.
Do you have to equip the card, or do you...
You have to, well, you don't have to equip the card, but I've heard that if you equip the cards, it turns to a different temperature much quicker.
Oh.
So I
Blood
think...
and gun's still there.
Yep, so it gives me time to run around and pick up some ammo.
Stinger missiles.
Yep.
Ration.
So now we just gotta wait for about 10 seconds.
And we just gotta go all the way back up to the control room. And insert that card.
Yep.
Still room temperature.
Yep. Now we just gotta wait.
God damn it. It's a waiting game.
I'm waiting.
This year would be nice. There we go.
There we go. You jinxed it. Well done. You jinxed it. Nice one.
Right, let's go to the back to the control room. Input that temperature key, and then we'll end this part off.
Yep.
We're nearly done with this playthrough already. It actually didn't take that long.
I was going to say, if I actually skipped all the cutscenes, I would have been done by now.
Yeah, definitely. Such a short game when you know, bear in mind that most of the game's built up by cutscenes.
Yeah, I know. Metal Gear Solid 4, though, has to be the longest in the series, because that has cutscene overload.
Yeah, you said that many times.
I watched all the cutscenes and played through the game, and it took about 16 hours, or 15 hours or so.
You said that it's your least favourite because of the
Well,
cutscene overload?
I don't know, it's just something about 4. I didn't like it as much as the first 3 games for some reason. I didn't know what it was, I just didn't like it as much. I thought the game had... Well, it's not just that, though. Most of the cutscenes I found quite boring, because most of it just... boring. The cutscenes I just found to be quite boring, personally. The only real cutscene that stands out is the fight between Raiden and Vamp. That cutscene will always remain great. But most of the cutscenes will just, they drag out long and they're boring. Plus the game didn't really feel that challenging either, and plus it was very basic and it felt like some sort of third-person shooter than it did a stealth game, in a way.
Okay.
But anyway, back to this game.
Yeah, let's insert this card key and we'll finish this part off.
Okay, so that's the second one done. Now we got to do the high temperature key after this part.
So we got to go all the way back to where the molten lava
Place was. Yep.
Okay. There goes.
Also, if you missed a body armor, that would be a good chance for you to pick it up though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It gives you the better chance to go around the back and pick it up. So now I've got to
I mean, you've got to wait long enough.
Yep,
Anyway.
so we're going to save here, and then... Yeah,
What is it, Snake?
I want to save, that's what it is. Why do you think I want to call... Actually, you do realise if you call her 6 times and don't save your game, she'll be all like, oh, come on, Snake, don't call me for a reason.
Don't forget
And she starts pulling faces and that.
Memories are fragile things. After you reduce them to binary numbers and send them through the air, they're not memories anymore.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. There's nothing my system can't do.
Memories aren't just sounds and pictures. They exist somewhere between the sounds, between the picture.
I don't get it. Anything can be done digitally.
If that's true, why don't you go ahead and try to say what I'm thinking right now?
I can't save that type of thing. You have to put it into words at least.
That's right. And that's what memories are. Wordless.
I don't know about that.
No matter how far data technology advances, you'll never be able to penetrate the human heart.
You're wrong. It's just a matter of time.
But first you have to try to understand human emotions, Mei Ling.
And how do I do that?
You have to allow yourself to fall in love with someone.
Okay.
Okay,
See you guys next time.
sayonara.